Hello and welcome to Cracking the Rich Code, the podcast. I'm your host, John Verico. Hey, today's guest is really, really special. She has been doing what she's been doing for 42 years and doesn't look like she's old enough, I'll just tell you that. But she also said she has absolutely no plans to retire and wants to keep on being out there helping people. So let's reach out and bring in Jayne Johnson. Jayne, good morning. How are you today?
Hi, thank you for having me. I feel great and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So tell me, first of all, how the heck can you do something for 42 years?
Yes, that's an interesting question. Well, if every day's a new day, then my view is to retain everything I've learned, all my experience, and yet at the same time, every day, okay, this is this day, and
Hmm.
that's all there is right now is this day.
I love
So
it.
every day's fresh, and that's how I've done it for so long.
And you know,
Plus, I love
if
it.
you, I
I
was
love
going to
it.
say, if you love what you do, you don't realize
Right.
how the time has gone by.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Yeah,
So
I love helping people.
what exactly do you do, and in what way do you help people?
Yes, thank you for asking that. Well, it's called clearing, and I do clearing and coaching both. Clearing is interesting because it's clearing or removing, helping a person see what limiting beliefs they have, and then really, if you see that it's there, then you can change it. It's when you don't know the thought is there, or the belief is there. But either way, whether you know or not, if it's stuck there, then I help people unstick it and let it go. And in the clearing end of things, I don't really give advice. I just ask questions and listen to the answers. And the key there is that they're the right questions. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the right questions, and that really helps people release, negativity. And then coaching would be kind of the same thing, and I do that as well, where I just also give feedback or maybe offer some ideas. I'm so grateful for my teachers and the work I've done and the experiences I have, and I just love helping people. And those are the two ways I do it: clearing and coaching.
I
Yeah.
think it's amazing and frustrating to realize how we all develop our own limiting beliefs, and it's they're based on sometimes things that somebody told us when we were younger, or we tried something, you know. And I think Jim
Right.
Britt had mentioned in one of the masterminds, he said something about the fact that the first uh, the first 10 things we think about when starting a new venture are the last 10 times we failed.
Oh,
And
wow, that's interesting.
yeah, we automatically look at everything that could go wrong, or everything that's gone wrong in the past, and then we set ourselves up like that, and have these barriers now that prevent us from moving forward. So I really love the fact that you're helping people to clear those. So just and you said asking the right questions. I'm just as a for the heck of it, what are some of the questions that you might ask to try to pull that out of somebody?
Yes. Well, I'm going to say
And I know it's
literally.
all going to be individualized, obviously.
Yeah, you're right. That was just what I was going to say because I have literally hundreds and hundreds of different questions, and part of when I do teach other people to do what I do. If somebody's interested, I love, you could say training them. You could say, and they always ask, well, what do I ask? And that comes with experience because there's so many choices about what you could ask. So what I ask first, let's start with that. When I start a session, and uh, I'll ask, what result do you want from this session?
Hmm.
Because that guides me. Okay, okay, now I know what to do. Now I know what to ask or what to share and so on. But I have to know that first. Um, I don't have a plan for people. I used to in the beginning, I had plans for people, and that works too, you know. But after all these years, I just want to hear, okay, what do you want to accomplish today? And then whatever that is, then the questions would, of course, be appropriate for that.
Yeah,
So
that and
that's a
that's
general
brilliant.
answer.
Yeah, well, no, but you have that's a perfect type of a question to ask because that sets up where you need to take folks, right? So once you kind of
Yeah,
set that up, then you kind of figure, all right, so where's your baseline now, and how do we take you to that next level? And it's interesting. I
yeah,
know when I do that, when I'm working on a speaking gig, the first thing I ask the event organizers is, what do you want people to think, do, or feel differently as a result of this? And
right.
then we say, okay, so where's the baseline and what do I need to do to take them there? And so this is a brilliant way of making this approach and helping people to start to identify the things that are holding them back.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. Yeah. And what I've observed in my years is that um, some people don't like that question. They want to be guided or actually told, and they want more, let's say,
Good.
structure. And so I just try to do whatever the person needs. So if they need or want that, then I'll do that.
Yeah. That could be
Yeah,
that could be kind of a strange question for somebody who doesn't really know how the session
right,
is going to work, and especially when you're first starting to work with them. It's like, well,
right.
I don't know what I'm looking for. I know that, you can help me. And so I don't know. So what do you do when you run into that kind of a barrier when you say, where do what would you like to get out of this? And they say, I have no idea. Or, how do you help to them to uh, kind of pinpoint some of the issues?
Yeah, thanks. Well, with a new person, I probably, maybe I wouldn't ask that because they probably would say, I don't know. But I like to get people to talk to me. Talk to me. I am listening. Um, I'm hearing you. I'm not judging you. So that's a key piece to what I do is not only do I ask questions, but I do not judge. And that makes the person feel safe,
Yes.
safe to say anything. Maybe so many times I can't count the time someone has said to me, I've never told anybody that. Right.
Yeah.
It's something they've been holding on to, as something they feel bad about, whatever. But so the person has to feel safe. So I make it clear that I don't judge. But at the beginning, I want to know more about the person. Um, and they have questions too. What is this clearing thing? How do you do the how do you do this coaching? So I make sure all that gets as clear as I can for the person so that when I might ask, what do you want from the session, it doesn't throw them off. But if it does, I just say, oh, okay. I'm flexible. I'm easy. I used to be kind of in a tight little tunnel. We have to do this, you know. And you get older and you get the
Following a
experience and
script. Yeah.
things just it's not, I mean, I care deeply, but I also know that I just want to accommodate that person
Right.
that's in front of me right in the moment and not mistake them for someone else that I saw yesterday or something. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, no, absolutely right. There's no cookie cutter,
right.
format for how what works for one person may not for somebody else, and everybody needs. And that's what's interesting about the coaching field. How did you get involved in this? What made you decide to kind of go down this route, and where did you get your expertise?
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, I did a lot of personal development work starting in 1971. And thank you for what you said about how I look.
It's amazing.
Uh, let's just clear up that I've never had any surgery of any kind. Um, but I do
No,
feel that,
you absolutely exude a natural beauty. So I'm just saying that.
oh, thank you. Yes, well, I'm a baby boomer, Um, I'm 3 weeks older than one of my teachers and friends, Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Hmm.
Anyway, I got started did a lot of personal development in the 70s, including the training, which became Landmark Forum later. And my friend Samantha kept telling me about this clearing and this whole concept, which I'd never heard of. And I just kept telling her, too expensive, um, nothing works. That's where I was at after 12 years of trying different things. Nothing works. So stop asking me. But she didn't stop. And I finally went for a free intro. I thought, okay, free, good. And I was very jaded, very suspicious, sort of. I don't know if suspicious is the right word, but certainly skeptical. And it worked. I mean, I immediately felt better. I felt at home. I felt safe. I loved the questions. Instead of someone telling me what to think, what to do, we've had a lifetime of that. I think everybody, right? So someone was asking me um, questions that I just love to answer, and I started getting results right away. So what I share with people is it probably doesn't work for everybody. Everybody has their own way, their own way of learning, their own way of growing and evolving.
Right.
For me, boy, this was it. So that was 1983. And then my teacher, my clearing coaching person, he said to me about 3 months into it, he said, you could do this work. Me? Me? Really? And I started training. So, yeah, 42
So,
years ago.
so you kind of started to kind of a whole new career path at that point. What kind of work or what were you doing, in that 70s, early 80s period, that you were going through clearing or looking for clearing yourself, but what was your life like? What were you doing at that time in your life?
Yeah, I was going to share that a little reticently, but I'll tell you the truth. I spent my kids working in restaurants.
Oh, wait a minute. We had a little bit of technology glitch there. Would you go ahead and say that
Oh,
again?
okay.
That's okay.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I said I raised I have two daughters
Hmm.
and I raised them. I had some help, but I raised them basically working in restaurants. Yeah.
Wow.
Um, I'm grateful for it. I have incredibly strong legs, right?
And a great
And
sense of balance.
a great sense of, oh yeah, the big tray with the 8 plates on it. But I did all of that. And, but it was great training. Of course, I didn't know it at the time. I was just trying to survive, make
Right.
money and survive. Um, but the training I got meeting hundreds and thousands maybe of different people in 20
Yes.
years. Some
Hmm.
of them were famous, like Burt Bacharach and
Oh,
Jose
nice.
Feliciano, and um, a lot of famous people because of I lived in Southern California at the time, and they were there, you know. So regardless of what kind of person it was or who it was just many, many, many experiences, interactions with people. It really trained me for what I do now.
Well, and I never belittle any kind of a career or any kind of a job that anybody does because everything is a learning opportunity and everything provides a strength. And so, I never worked in the serving side, but I was the short order cook in the back room.
Oh yeah,
So I think we've all had our opportunities to learn from different types of jobs that we've had over the years. And really, the more interaction you have with people, especially in that customer service kind of a role, you
yeah,
really get to learn a lot about how to interact and how different people are. And you can also start to identify what makes them tick.
yeah. Yeah, it was amazing experiences. I didn't know it at the time. How could I?
No,
But
we don't. You
in
don't know it when
in
you're in it.
retrospect, yeah,
You don't
I'm
know it when
grateful
you're in.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I look back at my life and I think of some of the really terrible bosses I had and bad coworkers that in various times of life. And I had some really great ones too. And we learned from that, right? At the
yeah,
time, it was horrible, but in retrospect, I learned a lot and I actually have gratitude for what they put me through because how I learned from that
yeah,
and the strength I've gained from it. And I think if you change our mindset and don't look at ourselves as victims, and look at ourselves and look at everything as a learning opportunity, we can overcome anything. And
So true.
yeah. Hey, we are speaking with Jayne Johnson, who is a clearing coach. And I'm telling you, she's really, we're having a delightful conversation here. And I know time is going to go by really, really fast. Jayne
It is.
Jayne has come to the Cracking the Rich Code series relatively recently. She's in volume
Yeah.
17, which is on the street now, right? Or should
Yes.
be, as of
Yeah.
this recording, it should be out there. And her
Got it right
chapter,
here.
oh, there we go. Her chapter is called Moving in an Upward Spiral of Success: Your Life Games and How to Win Them. So tell us a
Mm.
little bit about your chapter and how you came to write it.
Yes. Well, once I signed, thank you to Jim Britt, for inviting me. I'm very grateful to him. And then it was, oh gosh, what do I write about? Oh, it's going to
Yeah,
go in a book. I have, I have videos on YouTube and I've written a lot of articles, but this was very special. So after much thought and some prayer, I came up with this idea to share about the 8 elements of a game because I see it as a blueprint that you could just put that blueprint up onto anything in life. It could be a drive to the store, which we wouldn't bother to, call it a game, but you could,
sure.
so whether it was a lifelong thing or a project, anything. So that's why I wanted to share it. I've taught it to many, many people over the years, and everyone loved it. That was one reason I chose it. People have always, said, I can use this. And
So
that,
can you, at a very high level, talk about what those 8 tips are?
oh, sure. Well,
I mean, we want
this,
people to go back and read the chapter, obviously, so we don't have to
sure.
give it
No,
all away, but just in general terms.
I'm happy to do it. I'm a giver person. After I work with someone, I'll send them documents of whatever it is, the information we worked. I just like to give things for free. So not everything, but those things. And so
No, believe me, I
so the
understand exactly where you're coming from.
yeah, I mean I just love it. It's just feels
It
good.
feels good.
Yeah. So the 8 elements of the game, that the 8 elements of the blueprint, let's see if I can remember them. Every game has a name. Every game has an area that the game is played on. Like you and I right now, we're kind of in cyberspace.
Hmm.
I think we're almost 3,000 miles apart.
Something like
But
that. Yeah, I'm in Pennsylvania and you're in Arizona.
yeah. So when you, with all these elements, every one of them is obvious. It's not like, oh, wow. The wow is when you realize that you never stop to think about it.
Yeah.
We play the games in life, but we don't ever give it a name. I have a mom game, I have a grandmother game, I have the clearing coaching game. But so that's kind of the value of it. It's not just seeing those elements, but making use of them. So let's see. So every game has players, players involved. Every game has rules. Every game
Yeah.
has a way that you
Sometimes
can.
unknown ones.
That's one of my points. Yes, very good.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the unknown ones that might be, the ones that get us. But that's the point of thinking of all these elements. So every game has, I'm going to call it statistics. You have to know, you have to have some way to know if you're winning or losing the game.
Right.
So you're measuring something.
Something to measure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, if your child comes home from school with all A's on his report card, some people consider that okay, they wouldn't say it this way, but that's really what it is. They're feeling, okay, I'm winning the game of parenting this child.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
So it's not just money or something readily measurable, but whether we know we're doing it or not, I think we're all measuring a lot of things. So the
We do, and
next
sometimes
one,
we measure things that we shouldn't.
exactly. Oh, well, yeah, comparing ourselves to
To
others,
others,
all of that.
exactly.
Yep. It is very easy to be measuring without knowing you're doing it.
Mhm. Well,
And
the whole
then coming
marketing
to a
industry,
conclusion.
yeah, the whole marketing thing really forces us, society forces us to compare ourselves with others. Like, you're not cool
Yeah,
unless you have this thing. You're not pretty unless you look like this, whatever it is.
right.
And the society does that to us. And it's people like you that help people to overcome that and start to realize they're good in their own selves.
Yeah, thank you for saying that too. And one of my greatest desires when I'm working with people is that it to support them in thinking for themselves. That might be number one. Learn this, learn that, listen to this person, read that book, podcast, whatever it is. But
Hmm.
in the end, oh, just know who you are and what you value, what you treasure, what you think is right, and still be open-minded. That's
Yes.
my that
Yeah.
might sum me up.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
So yeah. So the other elements are
So
every
we
game
talked about
has,
the name. Every game has a name, an area where it's played, the players,
yeah,
um, rules,
yeah,
and statistics or some form of measurement.
yeah.
See, I'm
And
taking
ways,
notes.
right, yeah, thank you. And so what's one of the other ones? I lost my train of thought there.
I'm
Um
sorry. That's why
oh,
I
every
rattled them
no,
off where we had covered
I
so
know
far.
you were orienting me to where. So every game has obstacles, so something we
Ah,
have to
yes.
overcome. Um, I mean, without that, there's really no game. I always, use the example of, you put 11 football players out on the field and there's no other team. I mean,
So what's the purpose?
so there's challenges,
Yes.
and every game has a reason for playing. That's
Hmm.
number 7. Very important, I think. If we're going to play a game, then we need to know, why are we doing that?
Yeah.
It's so supportive to us to keep going when we want to quit, if we
Right.
if we want to
Right.
quit, or if we want to take a break or whatever it is, that that reason for doing it keeps us going on track. And I think the last one is a game that has value for others, so it's not just for me. It
Right.
would add value.
I'm loving it. This is
Yeah,
this is brilliant stuff, and the values piece is so important because that goes to our reason for playing anyway, right? Is this worth playing? Is it worth my time and effort to put all of this out there in order to get there? And
yeah,
sometimes we realize that the goal that we were looking at might not have been worthwhile after all.
oh, you are so right.
And that's, I guess, where the
Yes.
clearing comes in, right, Jane?
Well, it's one way, for it's my way. If people like the clearing and coaching way, then I'm for them, and some people need something else, and I honor that. Um, just I want people to win whatever way they need to do it. But yeah,
Yes. It
yeah,
is truly amazing. Look how quickly time has gone by here already.
yeah.
Uh, so folks who tuned in late, shame on you. Go back and watch this from the beginning. We're having a fantastic conversation with Jayne Johnson. She is the author of a chapter in volume 17. Is it 17 or 18? I'm sorry.
It's 17, yeah.
It's 17, volume
Yeah.
17 of Cracking the Rich Code. And her chapter is Moving in an Upward Spiral of Success, Your Life Games and How to Win Them. And we just had a fantastic conversation about the various elements of a game and that everything in life can be looked at as a game. And then we determine whether or not we need to play it.
Mm, nice. Yeah. You said the word worthwhile, and we sometimes say a worthy game. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that. It's a great word.
Hey, everybody, if you want to follow up with Jayne, you can connect with her on LinkedIn, or on LinkedIn, you can find her as The Clearing Site, SIGHT. I'm saying that out loud for those people who are only listening to this and not watching it on
Uh,
YouTube. Go back and watch the video on this, by the way, on YouTube. So connect with Jayne on LinkedIn, The Clearing Site on LinkedIn, or you can also go to her Facebook page, and where she is Jayne Johnson Clearing. Also visit her website, and this is a tough one, folks. It's a hard one to remember. It's JayneJohnson.com, and it is Jayne with a Y in it. It is JAYNE,
thank you.
JayneJohnson.com. Definitely check her out. And most importantly, pick up volume 17 of Cracking the Rich Code and check out her chapter, Moving in an Upward Spiral of Success, Your Life Games and How to Win Them. Jayne, this has been a great conversation. Is there anything else that you want people to know about you? What is the most important fact you want somebody to know about who you are?
Oh gosh. Well, just that I love helping people, and I want people to win. And I think love is the most important emotion. And gosh, that's funny. I don't know what else to say.
You
I
have
just want to
provided
help.
you have
That's it. I just
provided right there a wonderful insight to who you are.
thank you.
Yeah. A
Yeah, I'm
foundation of
sincere.
love. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what comes through. And I really appreciate
Oh,
your being open and honest and vulnerable with me today, and when sharing with folks. I think people are going to really enjoy this interview. They need to tune in, and they need to read your chapter, and then they need to
mhm.
follow up with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we have just a moment before we have to disconnect, and I'm going to throw just something completely out of left field out there. What are you going to do for the rest of the day or for this weekend coming up?
Oh, well, I have a client later, and I'm going to work with him. He's in Tennessee. I have clients all over, including Singapore and Taiwan, and I'm very grateful for all of that, my international clients. And to be honest with you, besides working on my computer, I'm going to be watching baseball games. I love baseball.
Oh, wow. See, check that out. See, again, more insight into who you are. You
Yeah.
mentioned the international clients, and I have clients in Japan and things, and it's always interesting the time difference of how we have to coordinate in order to do something that's in a reasonable hour for both of us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Yeah, I
I'm
start early.
yeah, and I'm over here in Pennsylvania, so my time difference to Japan is a little different than yours in Arizona.
Right.
You got even further around the globe to go, kind of a bigger loop. And I know
Yep.
I always ask my clients in that side of the world, and they're getting tired of the question, but I always ask them because when I'm talking to them, it's the evening before and it's morning for them the next day. And so I always say,
Right.
"What are my lottery numbers?" They never have the answer for me. I don't know. Jayne, thank you
That's
again so much. Keep making a
yes.
difference out there. We love the work
Thank
that you're doing, and I know that you're making a great impact.
thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Jim and everyone. I send my love to everybody.
This is a fantastic community. That's absolutely for sure.
Yes, it really is.
All right, everyone, get in touch with Jayne, JayneJohnson.com. Check her out on LinkedIn and on Facebook. Read her chapter in Cracking the Rich Code. This has been another fantastic episode of the Cracking the Rich Code podcast. I'm so honored to be hosting this and getting an opportunity to have deep dive conversations with some of my fellow authors in this series. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend coming up, and we will see